Well, hey there, YouTube. How was your weekend? I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me again today. Lovely weekend here in South Alabama, and I wanted to start the week out sharing with you how I make my raw vegan salads and why. Now, I've talked about my salads and a little bit of the theory behind what I put in there before, but I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth with you today. I've got some notes made because you guys know that my brain is pretty pickled and I can't retain a whole lot of stuff and spit it back. And I'm also going to read a little piece for you as well. So sorry about that. I had to close one of my doors because warm weather is here. And what do men, except for me, I don't know how they got bit with this, but men love loud noise making things in the in the summertime, leaf blowers and weed cutters and all that. So just needed to close the door. So the number one thing, and I've probably driven this home a lot over the past couple of years, that I'm just shooting for all the time is diversity and variety. A lot of time it started with fiber fueled, and I started just getting more and more into the gut health. And as I got more into the gut health and watched videos and read, it's just like different people all come back to one thing, and that our gut microbiome really craves and needs variety. And that gut microbiome controls so much going on in our body. It's really our second brain. So how do I make my salads? I always start off with a base of a whole head of lettuce. I think back to the days when I used to, sometimes when a head of lettuce would make 3 salads or 4 salads for me, and I'm just like, oh, that's insane. So I like to get those greens. Red leaf lettuce is my preferred, so I'll start with a bed of lettuce. Now, for the last, I don't know now, I've been doing this pretty regularly for the last 6 months at least. I always keep certain items in my refrigerator all the time, and I did a little salad prep this morning, which is why I'm doing that today. And it's always about this good purple cabbage. I got a lot of good purple cabbage, and I will put, and also too, as you can tell, I chop this up in my food processor, and I just put a nice healthy serving on there. There's no certain amount. Now, some people say they have trouble with the cruciferous digesting it. And if you have trouble, or if you've had trouble in the past, maybe give this a try. Chop it up in your food processor, and if that still, doesn't break it down enough for you to digest it, you can build your way up. Some people will just start with just a couple of tablespoons of this stuff. So usually go with that red. Then we go with some more green, the broccoli, the good cruciferous stuff. And some people, I try to keep it simple. There's all kind of people out there that will say, well, cruciferous, you're not supposed to eat it, you can't absorb it, blah, 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 blah. I don't get into all that stuff. I throw a lot of nutrition into my body, and, if it's absorbed or if it's not broken down or whatever, I seem to be doing pretty good on it. But for the cruciferous, it's just full of so many good things, and very soon I'm hopefully going to have some microgreens, broccoli microgreens that are even better. But for the cruciferous vegetables, and this is just real short here, cruciferous vegetables contain glucosinolates, which when broken down by your body's microbes release substances that reduce inflammation and reduce the risk of colon, liver, and stomach cancer. Glucosinolates also latch on to carcinogenic intruders and force them to leave your digestive system. I've always said that for this chopped up stuff. I did this some when I was in Costa Rica. It's like a good colon broom. It just goes right through there. These veggies are also high in fiber, which makes them the perfect food for your body and your microbiota. The most common cruciferous vegetables are broccoli, kale, cabbage, and cauliflower. And for me, I go heavily on the purple cabbage. I think the purple cabbage is actually even better for the microbiome than the other, but I go for the purple cabbage. Let's see. After that, I will generally put a healthy helping. I don't know exactly how much. I don't put it in a cup, and plus it's sprouted lentils. And a lot of times during the day, especially now that I'm getting better with my lentils, like I've got another batch that are just about to be ready, and I started another batch last night. So I'm a little bit more liberal with my sprout use these days. And a lot of times I will use sprouts twice in a day, because I'll use them in my salads and I will use them in my smoothies as well. And the thing about lentil sprouts, a little lentil sprout nutrition for you. And this is just a half cup. I think most of the time I use about a cup in here, but for a half cup, has 6 grams of protein. Sprouting neutralizes phytic acid and facilitates the bioavailability of nutrients like B vitamins and vitamin C. It's also, the sprouted ones are a better source of beneficial iron and copper as well. And they're a great source of prebiotic fiber, which is what your gut bacteria prefers. All right, so I got those on there. Now, after that, there are other things too that I like to add, just for the more diversity as we're coming into it. I don't happen to have a tomato I want to use today, but a lot of times I'll throw some tomatoes in there. I'll throw some cucumbers in there. A lot of times, and I'll probably have some by the end of the week, I'll have some chopped up cabbage there that I also add on there. It's just all about those colors. Think of your salad like a rainbow. Now, I happen to have these here. I don't know if you can see this. This is more taste than anything else, but I've got some marinated mushrooms here. I'm going to also put them on there. I marinated some about 2 or 3 days ago. When I mention I marinate something, like I don't have like a set marinade. I'll usually, squeeze a lemon in there. I'll put a little bit of aminos in there, whether they're coconuts or Bragg's aminos. A little bit of chili powder, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, and that's about it. And just let them sit in there and get good and marinated. So those will go good in there. So I will add those in. And also, now this isn't being added to the salad, and I'm not even sure what I'm going to have. I'm going to have my salad a little bit later. I think I'm going to have it a little bit later. Anyhow, I have not figured out exactly what dressing I'm going to use, but I'm going to finish off with this. In most of my salad dressings, I use, like so many of them, I'll definitely say a majority, if not 75%, I have hemp seeds in there. And the hemp seeds are also good, and I like to have those every day, and I like to especially use them in my salad dressings because they've got that good ratio of omega-6 to omega-3s. Almost perfect, 3 to 1. I do tend to prefer chia seeds in my smoothies because they have an even better profile of omega-6 to omega-3, but I use the hemp seeds a lot. And also too, it's just extra, some extra protein in there. Everybody's always worried about where you're going to get your protein. 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds are about 10 grams of protein. So yeah, this is just how I put it together, but this is how listen, I'm not saying, number one, I show people what I do. I show people that are interested in doing a raw vegan diet. I'm never trying to convince anybody out there to do a raw vegan diet. But I also like to show the people that are interested just kind of my thought process, because it's not about like, what do I have a taste for? What does my tongue talking about? It's like, okay, I need these certain things. And as I spoke about in, I think it was 2 or 3 videos ago, the 3 things I recommend you get every day, which is a salad. It's just because of that. There's the celery is such a great delivery system of a lot of the nutrition that I need to get into my body during the day. And that's how I think when I'm planning my meals. I'm not, like I say, I'm not like, ooh, what do I have a taste for? What sounds good today? I'm like, okay, so far today you've had this, this, and this, so now it's time to get to the nutrition, get the good stuff in there. So whether you make things like me, whether you take advice from other people, whether you're doing raw vegan or whatever, just know why you're eating what you're eating. Don't just eat out of distraction, just whatever, because it fills you up and gets you there. Because as I've mentioned before too, it's not enough just to fill our caloric needs for the day. We need to fill those nutritional needs for the day as well. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And have a beautiful week, and I'll see you here around Wednesday or so. Peace.